Hey, it's Jason Samron, Realtor with Max Realty out of Lloydminster, Alberta. It's Monday, February 6, 2012. Welcome to my latest edition of my video blog. This blog will be a two-part series. The second video should be out later this week, so keep an eye out for that. This particular edition is going to cover off on some of the common forms that both buyers and sellers might want to familiarize themselves with a little bit. The buyers will typically ask for, or the buyer's agent will put in the purchase contract that the sellers provide these forms, and obviously the sellers will try to comply if possible and provide the forms to their potential buyers. The forms that I'm referring to, there's basically three of them. The Real Property Report, also commonly known as the RPR, the Municipal Compliance Certificate, and then any miscellaneous permits that are on file. The permits can be for a deck, basement development, plumbing, etc. And again, all these forms should be on file with the city or municipality. In today's video, I'm going to cover off on just one of these forms, and then again the second video will cover off on the other two. So we're going to cover off on the RPR, the Real Property Report. What is a Real Property Report? Essentially, it's a survey of your land, and what it shows is the boundaries of your land and any structures that were on the land at the time that your property was surveyed. These structures can be obviously the house mainly, a garage, a fence, a deck, a shed. Those are the most common ones that you'll find here in the city that are on the RPR. The purpose of the RPR is really to protect the buyer in the transaction. And again, it's basically showing that all the necessary permits and conditions were met to meet the land usage for that particular property. It's very common, although, for some of these forms, especially on the older homes, not to be available. Either they're just not on file at the city anymore, or they're just out of date. So there's a few different routes that the buyers can go through to remedy that. Typically, if they want a new RPR, if there's any concerns that something might be built outside of the property boundaries, that's usually going to fall on the buyer's expense. You're not going to find too often that a seller is going to actually pay for a new RPR to be completed. They could be rather expensive. Otherwise, you can talk to your lawyer. Sometimes they can issue title insurance, or you can buy title insurance through your lawyer, and that might protect the buyer in case something were down the line were to come up. Again, if something were falling outside the property lines. But again, talk to your lawyer about the title insurance. It's a good thing to have. And thirdly, you can ask the seller, again, as I mentioned, to provide a new Real Property Report. But oftentimes they won't comply to that and say, you know, it's basically up to you to deal with it on your own. So that's all for today's video. Hopefully you find the information useful, and as always, if you know somebody that might be able to use this information, I'd really appreciate it if you forward the either the link or my YouTube channel to them. If I can be of any other help, if you have any other questions regarding this information or anything else, listing your house, buying a home here in Lloydminster, please feel free to get in touch. My number is below and my email address, and I'm always more than happy to help. So until next time, take care. Talk to you soon.